Hey there guys, Shaun here. Yes, I know the camera is like this and there's a reason for that. It's because I shaved! That's right, I decided to shave off the goatee today. It was good for about, 25 days, so I was like, okay, time to shave it off. Plus, it was starting to get a little itchy too, and I know that for some of you guys, you're probably thinking, oh, that's ridiculous. You should let it grow out longer till like the end of this whole thing. Well, I felt it was better if I had shaved it off. Anyways, you guys, I am here at my place right now. I'm actually wearing a robe because it's chilly today. My goodness. And it is raining. The rain finally came. Last few vlogs, oh my goodness, they have been ridiculously insane. Like, I've been editing up to an hour's worth of footage each time for the last, like, 4 vlogs. This is all regarding my gardening videos. So yeah, I recorded about an hour's worth of footage. I think one was like 110 minutes. And I narrowed them down to, like, maybe 10 to 15 minutes for your viewing pleasure. But yes, the last few days have been just insane. The rain is finally here and everything's getting watered. Yay! So it's been about a week since I uploaded my video about the Nintendo 64, so I thought for today's video, we move ahead to the early 2000s and check out the Nintendo GameCube. Yes, I do have the Nintendo GameCube. I'm actually going to show you that right now. Now, unlike the Nintendo 64, I actually got the official GameCube backpack. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. So there it is. There is the GameCube. Of course, it is a cube, obviously. They call it the Nintendo GameCube. You got your 4 little slots there for your controllers. You also got your memory card slots right there. Now, I'm trying to remember if I got 1 or 2 game controllers the first day. I think I got 2, but 1 came with the box. So we have 1 GameCube controller here, then we got a second one here, so that way Dad can play with me on the GameCube for the co-op games. And then you may notice this one right here. This is actually not a Nintendo GameCube controller. As you can see, it's called Mad Catz. You also see that the start button's not on here. That's because this is actually a wireless controller, and I think it worked a few times, and I don't think I really played with this one that often, but it's basically a knockoff version of the GameCube controller. Jumping years later to the 2010 era, I actually got invited by Disney Infinity in fact, to check out something really cool. That was the E3 Expo in downtown Los Angeles. And at downtown Los Angeles, of course, they showed off all their new games, all their new stuff, new amiibos and all that. Well, on this particular event, I got to see some really cool controllers that were GameCube controllers, but they were featuring the Mario characters like Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Bowser. And believe it or not, I was at Target a few years later after the event, and I did actually find one of the controllers. I'm going to quickly open this up. Yes, there are all of my games from the Wii, the Nintendo GameCube, as well as the PlayStation. We'll check out those later. But look, right there, there is another controller for the GameCube. I keep this one specifically in here because it keeps everything off of it. This is such a cool one. It's a platinum, chrome, I guess more chrome than anything, controller for the Wii, but it's a GameCube controller. In fact, if I showed you the game controllers, I'm going to set this next to the original GameCube controller, almost identical, literally. Of course, the start button's not on here, just have a home button. These are new, and this is not yellow, but this is green, that's red. So yeah, pretty cool, right? Oh yeah, and you also got the Mario logo there instead of the Nintendo GameCube, but still, that is still pretty cool. I saw one also that was the Mario Red, but I was like, you know what, I gotta go with this one, because this is so cool looking. So much like with the Nintendo 64, you have your special power cable to connect to a power source to the GameCube, and then you have your red, yellow, and white cables here to plug into the television. That's where you plug into the GameCube, and this is to the television right here. Now, I thought I originally had a gray one also, but I found this one. This is my Nintendo GameCube memory card. What you do is you slide it into the slot there, and it plugs in a saved game that you have from like one of your previous games. I forget how many megabytes or gigabytes this thing holds, but anyways, you just pull this out when you're done, and it saves the games for you. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Shaun, what the heck is this thing down here? There's something down here that isn't supposed to be a part of the GameCube. Yes, I know that. It's because this is an attachment you could put on the GameCube. It's called Game Boy Player. Now, when I first recorded this segment, I thought that this was supposed to connect to the Game Boy through this device here, but I just remembered something. So, you actually connect, I have a special connector, this one right here. I actually have 2 of them. You can connect to either Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color. Don't know about the DS, but this connects to, let's say, this Game Boy Advance here on the top. So watch this. So I plug this in here, Okay. Okay, plugged in nicely right there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it in, much like you plug in the GameCube controller. Boom. Now, you would think, oh, that's easy. Now I can play the game on the television. Well, not quite. Actually, what I had to do is that I would have a special CD-ROM that would stick in here that will allow me to play the game onto the television. It has to be run with a special CD-ROM. Just for fun. Let's see if this thing still works. Oh my goodness, it does. That hasn't been played in ages, guys. Wow. Alright, I know what you're going to be asking me now. Shaun, what games did you buy for this? Well, I'm about to show you that right now. So let's see here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 different games. Technically 18. There's an 18th game in there, but I don't have it with me at the moment. I think it might be out in the garage, but I never really played it. It was kind of a game. It was like a robotic type game. I'm thinking if I'm actually able to find the game, maybe I'll give it a shot and see if I like it afterwards, because it's been years since I've actually played it. But still, 17 games here. That's a lot of games for one console. So let's go ahead and get started and show you the games. Oops, I miscounted. This is not a Nintendo GameCube game. This is a Wii game. Get out of here. Okay, so let me rephrase that. So now it's 16 games. Still technically 17, but 16 games right here. Sweet 16, baby! Yeah! That was my Beetlejuice voice for a second. Starting off with my very first GameCube game, we have NHL Hits 2002. This was kind of a fun game to play. Yes, it was an interesting one. And they actually let you fight in this one with NHL players, which is ridiculous. And up next, this was really popular with the GameCube. It's Rogue Squadron 2, Rogue Leader. You actually get to blow up the Death Star in this one. This is a really cool game. It basically follows the original trilogy, Star Wars 4, 5, and 6. This was a lot of fun. You get to fly the Millennium Falcon there. You got the A-Wings, the X-Wings, which Antilles was in it. It's a pretty cool game. I really like this one. I got the first of many Spider-Man games that came out. I only got a couple Spider-Man games. This one, based off of the movie, my favorite Spider-Man movie. Tobey Maguire right there. Awesome. I almost finished this game one time, and then I don't know exactly what happened, but there was actually one time I almost finished this game. Was so close to it. There's actually a few games here that I did actually finish all the way to the end. Like this one! Batman Vengeance! I think the only Batman game I have here. Yes, I know, I missed out on the Arkham games. I might get those for the PlayStation, but we'll see. But anyways, yes, this is Batman Vengeance. And this actually has probably my absolute favorite villains in this. I was in heaven when I got this. We have Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, Mr. Freeze, and Joker here, voiced by Mark Hamill! The thing I was really disappointed about was that they only allowed you one small segment in the game to fly either the Batwing or the Batmobile. I would have loved to be able to play the Batmobile a lot more in this game, but they didn't. Oh well. My next superhero game, Spider-Man 2. I probably got through maybe a fifth of the game, and I was like, this is just wrong in some cases, because they did a lot of different street fights that just dragged on and on and on, barely able to get through most of the game. It was ridiculous. So I probably got through maybe a fifth of this game, and then I just stopped playing it. I thought it was not as good as this one. This was a lot of fun, but it was like, what the heck happened? And it kind of just went downhill with Spider-Man 3, I think, and even with The Amazing Spider-Man. This one, however, had me excited when I got this. The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Yes, you can actually destroy entire buildings in this thing, because you're the freaking Hulk! Yes, the Hulk right there. Well, not her, that's She-Hulk, but yes, the Hulk right there! By the way, that's my special, what would have been the ultimate Avengers Assemble shot right there from Avengers Endgame, but there it is right there. Yes, I know I got a couple of villains in there, like Mysterio. Who else I got up there? Doctor Doom and Magneto and Loki, but yes, there they are. That would have been my Avengers Assemble scene right there. I can't remember how many figures I have up here, but there's a lot. Okay, after a huge intermission, I am back. Here it is, the game Hulk. They are not joking when they say Ultimate Destruction. Like I mentioned previously, you can destroy practically everything. Look at that. Ultimate Destruction. Unstoppable movement. Look at the size of him. Jeez Louise. Epic boss battles. The world is your weapon. He's literally tossing a missile out of that Missile launcher, jeez. Up next, we've got X-Men Legends 2, Rise of Apocalypse. Basically, you get to play like almost every single X-Men that's ever been created, including the Brotherhood of Mutants, like Magneto there, and Juggernaut. You got Wolverine and Storm and Toad. I forget what this guy's name is, but I think it's Bishop. I think that's his name. But yeah, you can play almost every single character in X-Men, which is ridiculous. Minus Professor Xavier, and I think Beast. I think you can play him too. I don't remember exactly. I think I think the only character you can't really play is Professor Xavier. Now, as I showed you guys, I have one Star Wars game right here. I have a second one that's now a trilogy. Yes, there is actually another Star Wars Rogue Squadron game, but I had it on the PC. I played the Nintendo 64 version years ago at a hotel that me and my folks stayed at. So we have the second one here for the GameCube. Well, they came out with another one like a year later, Rebel Strike, Rogue Squadron 3. And this one is okay. What's different about this particular one is that you get to do more like battle assaults on the ground, as well as deal with a lightsaber on the ground, which unlike this one, it was always like, it wasn't hand-to-hand combat, it was always in the sky. But basically this was just dealing with all of the battles that were featured in the original trilogy. This one's same thing, but the only issue is that you get more ground assaults. So basically you're doing stuff that's a little bit different. Like you see here, you're with the AT-AT and the Tauntaun. So yeah, they do also include the second game as well. As you see right there, special features, 2-player co-op version of the Rogue Squadron Rogue Leader game. So that's pretty cool. In case you didn't get the second one, it's already in here. Alright, moving on to sports. NBA Live 2005. Now, I just recently looked in here to see if the game was in here because me and my dad were going to be playing it. And it's not there. I don't know where the game is. And I'm like, oh geez. So I have to go looking for it. By now it's probably all scratched up. I hope it's not the case, but I have no idea where the game is. This was actually the year that we lost the championship when we were supposed to win the championship. I meant the Los Angeles Lakers. It was the Lakers versus the Detroit Pistons. That was the one year where honest to God, felt like we should have won, but we didn't. And then this game I rarely play with. It's NFL 2K3. The reason I say I don't really play this one is because I'm not a football fan. And again, here's another game that I rarely played. It's this one. It's Jeremy McGrath Supercross World. Basically, it's motorbike. And honestly, I don't remember exactly what all went into this game because I rarely played this one. Again, much like the football one, I rarely played this one. Oh, I got a few Disney ones. Here's Tarzan Untamed. Yes, a Tarzan game. Do you guys know there's a Tarzan game? And this is kind of a fun one. It's basically you get to play the character of Tarzan. You get to do all sorts of stuff in the jungle. It is based off of Disney's animated feature, Tarzan. I'm not sure if this is a sequel. I think it is actually a sequel to the animated feature because it takes place after the events of the Tarzan movie. Cars! Yes, there's a Cars game. I'm not sure about the other ones, but yes, this is Cars, the first one. And you get to play Lightning McQueen. I believe you can also play other characters as well, but you get to ride around Radiator Springs, see the different areas in the land. You also get to do the Piston Cup, which is pretty cool. So there he is, Lightning McQueen. There's Mater! This one is actually one of my all-time favorites I get to play with my dad. Godzilla, destroy all monsters, melee! That's right, you get to play different characters in Godzilla from the Godzilla franchise. Look at all those characters. The only character you don't get to play is Mothra, but you do get to play Ghidra, Gigan, Destroya, obviously Godzilla, and Garrus. There's actually the 90s Godzilla and 2000s Godzilla. Rodan is in there, Mega Godzilla's in there, Mega Ghidra is in there. Good grief, there's so many characters in here. Now, out of my entire gaming collection, I think I only have one like actual World War II style game, and that's this one right here, Medal of Honor Frontline. This is an interesting game. It takes place during World War II. The first game literally takes place on the battlefield at Normandy. You get to play as one of the American soldiers that lands on the beaches of Normandy, makes his way to the trenches. This was quite a game. Okay, the last game, best one for last, right? Here you go. Super Smash Bros. Melee! That's right, that's Super Mario! Woohoo! And we got Link and Bowser and Pikachu! Who else we got in here? We got Star Fox. Oh, there's Star Fox and Donkey Kong. I see Yoshi, Kirby, So many different characters in here, my goodness. That's the last game I have for the GameCube collection. Now, if you remember from my Nintendo 64 video, I showed you that I have the official Donkey Kong 64 player's guide, right? Well, guess what? I have not one, not two, but 4 official player's guides for 4 of these games. Yes, I do have the manuals for Rogue Squadron 2, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and Rogue Squadron 3. So for the Rogue Squadron 2, here it is. This was the first one I got. It's a little beat up, but there it is right there. Shows different pictures and stuff from the game, different like strategies and all that. So this actually came with the game, if I remember correctly. Then the next Christmas came along, I got Spider-Man, and I got the manual for that one as well. Then came Spider-Man 2, and honestly, I feel like I should go back and play this game with the manual. There's the manual for that one. And last but not least, Rebel Strike, Rogue Squadron 3. This one's a little bit less beat up, but it's still pretty good condition. There it is, right there. Alright, I know what your last question is going to be. What is your favorite game out of the entire collection of games for the Nintendo GameCube that I have? Well, I don't have a specific #1 favorite, but if I had to narrow it down to like the different genres, I think I would do it this way. For like games, I would say NBA Live 2005. That was definitely one of my favorites in terms of me playing a game with my dad. In terms of like special Melee type games, I would say Godzilla is definitely my #1 pick. I know I have Super Smash Bros, but honestly, there's some characters in that game, I have no idea who they are. So, there you go. But yes, this is another one of my favorite games right here. Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters, Melee. Now, in terms of the superhero games, oof, that's a tough one because I really do enjoy all these games, specifically the superhero ones, but I'm going to narrow it down to my top 3, okay? Coming in at #3 is The Incredible Hulk, Ultimate Destruction. #2, Spider-Man. Coming in at #1. As you guys know, I'm a huge Batman fan, and I really play this game. In fact, I did play this game from beginning to end one time. Yes, Batman Vengeance. And last but certainly not least, which of the Star Wars games do I officially like from GameCube? As much as I like Rebel Strike, honestly, in my opinion, I would still favor Rogue Leader. Plus, I forgot to mention this, they also show clips from the movie in the game when you're doing the game. So it kind of like once a certain portion of the game is done, you get to see clips from the actual movie. They did the same thing in this one as well, maybe more than the second, but still, this one was definitely a lot of fun. What I think is kind of sad is that the GameCube didn't really last that long, because it was out for a few years and then they stopped production of this and then they came out with the Wii. But I thought the GameCube was kind of fun. I know the graphics may not have been super great. Well, the Wii kind of made things a little bit different, but still. The GameCube was definitely an interesting console for its time. And that's about going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. It is greatly appreciated. Be sure to check out my other vlogs here on YouTube, as well as my other channels, the educational series, the Disneyland video series, and the Travel Town series. I'm also on Instagram. You can find my link down below in the description of this video, as well as my P.O. Box address. By the way, if you haven't seen my Nintendo 64 video, I'll also post a link for that in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching. In scenes, I can say in Hollywood. Still not in Hollywood, but I am here at home. That, my friends, is a wrap. See you tomorrow, and game on!